Last Tuesday, a 61-year-old man walked into the lobby of a Chicago hotel. He wasn't the tallest or the richest. He didn't have a six-pack or a full head of hair, yet every woman between 40 and 55 in the lobby recognized him immediately. Not because he was loud or boastful, but because of 5 very specific things his body did without him even realizing it. And when I finish this video, you'll see men, including yourself, in a completely different light. Because what I'm about to explain literally contradicts everything society has taught you about aging and attraction. Stay tuned. Because this information is something most men don't know their entire lives, and it costs them real relationships every single day. Here's the truth no one says: women, especially women over 35, don't pay attention to what you think. Most men over 60 have already given up on finding a partner. They mistakenly believe that after a certain age you become invisible, that younger men dominate the scene, and that your best years are over. But this very way of thinking is the real problem, because science and psychology tell us the following. Researcher and world-renowned relationship therapist Esther Perel has studied the topic of desire for decades, and her findings turn everything upside down. She discovered that the attraction between women actually becomes deeper, and more specific with age. Women don't stop noticing men. They just notice other, more important things that truly matter. And the men who understand these things have an almost unfair advantage over all the other men in the room. A groundbreaking study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships confirmed this. As women age, their preferences regarding attractiveness change. They move away from superficial attributes like a toned body, a strong jawline, and a flashy car, and instead focus on so-called character indicators, physical signals, that reveal something genuine and profound about a man's true character. And the surprising thing is, these character indicators are located on parts of the body that most men never think about, never take care of, and never pay attention to. And that's precisely where your opportunity lies, because anyone who understands this will stand out in any room without even trying. Let's get started. First, and this is particularly effective because almost no man expects it, the hands. Women notice the hands first, not the face, not the height, but the hands. And often it happens unconsciously. It's automatic. Esther Perel described hands as one of the most revealing expressions of a person's character. The way a man's hands look and move tells a woman everything. How he handles things, how careful he is, how present he is in the moment, and metaphorically speaking, how he might treat her. Think about it for a moment. Your hands are practically checking you out before you've even said hello. So what exactly do women notice? First and foremost, grooming. Not perfectly manicured like for a photo shoot, but well-groomed, short nails, clean skin underneath and no chapped, dry skin from years of neglect. Simple things, really. Yet a large survey by a leading skincare brand revealed that 68% of women said unkempt hands would be an immediate turnoff on a first date. 68%! That's a significant number. This means that almost 7 out of 10 women lose interest before you've even said a word. Secondly, your gestures. Are your hands calm and deliberate when you speak, or are they nervous, restless, and hidden in your pockets? Anthropologist Dr. David Given, who has studied nonverbal communication for many years, found that hand movements are one of the strongest signals of attraction in human interaction. Calm, purposeful hand gestures convey a self-confidence that words alone cannot feign. And thirdly, and this is fascinating, women notice the skill of the hands. A certain roughness testifies that these hands have actually accomplished something, built something, or repaired something. It is no coincidence that the expression, "he is skilled with his hands," has a romantic connotation. It signals competence in everyday life, and women react to that instinctively. Improve your flirting skills. It's one of the easiest paths to success. And before I continue, if this has already changed your perspective, subscribe to my channel because it covers male psychology, attraction, and what really works for men at every stage of life in detail. Subscribing takes just 2 seconds and you'll never miss content like this again. Now for something that surprises almost every man. Number 2, the forearms. I know what you're thinking. Forearms? Really? Yes, really. And the research clearly confirms this. In several independent studies, women were asked to rate a man's most attractive body parts. Forearms consistently scored higher than the chest, and even higher than the stomach. In some studies, they even competed directly with the face. And this is important for the following reason. Forearms are among the few body parts that are regularly visible in everyday life. The chest is usually hidden under a shirt, the arms covered by sleeves, but as soon as a man rolls up his sleeves to grab something, to repair something, or simply because it's warm outside, his forearms are immediately visible. Esther Pell has developed a concept she calls micro-exposures. Small, unintentional moments of physical revelation that spark genuine interest. A rolled-up sleeve is exactly that. It feels intimate without being intrusive. It reveals something without seeming exaggerated. And from a biological perspective, forearms signal physical performance, grip strength, control, and the ability to manage everyday tasks. There's an important point. Forearms can actually improve with age, as years of use create a real definition that no gym workout can fully achieve. Make sure you drink enough fluids. Train your grip strength regularly, and, for heaven's sake, don't constantly hide your forearms under long sleeves. Thirdly, the eyes, and especially the eye area. Everyone knows that eyes play a role, but what women over 35 actually perceive goes far beyond color and shape. Esther Pell wrote about what she calls the gaze of presence, the way a man's eyes convey whether he's fully present in the moment or mentally somewhere else. And here's something that will change your perspective on aging. Those little wrinkles around the eyes, the laugh lines. A study from Western University in Canada found that people with laugh lines are perceived as significantly more authentic, warmer, and more trustworthy than those without. It's not a flaw, but a characteristic. It's a sign of a fulfilling life, but the eyes themselves have to play their part. Women pay particular attention to three things. The quality of your attention. Does the other person feel seen or rather seen through? Your expressiveness. Do your eyes change when you speak about important matters? And finally, the signals of your health. Clarity, alertness, and adequate hydration. These things are unconsciously perceived as indicators of your overall vitality. I spoke with a woman who met her current partner when she was 58 and he was 62. I asked her what she had noticed first. She couldn't even remember his eye color, but she knew exactly how she felt when he looked at her. She said she felt interesting. She felt worth his attention. This feeling arose from his presence, and presence is first revealed in the eyes. This can be trained. Put your phone away. Switch off your inner thoughts. Be truly present when you're talking to someone. It's immediately noticeable. Number 4. And I promised you this one will be particularly effective. Shoulders and posture. This is the body part that men over 60 almost without exception pay no attention to. Yet it's perhaps the strongest signal of attraction on this entire list. Here's something unpleasant. Women categorize men within seconds based on their body language. Vital or rather weak, confident or disinterested, promising or best avoided. These assessments are based almost exclusively on how a man moves in a room. A study published in the journal Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin found that an upright, confident posture significantly increases perceived attractiveness more than clothing, grooming, or even facial symmetry. More than just facial symmetry. Let this sink in. Esther Pell speaks of posture as a core element of what she calls erotic presence, the physical expression of energy and engagement in the world. Forward rolled shoulders signal resignation and withdrawal. Pulled back shoulders, chin straight, deliberate movements. This signals that a man remains fully connected to life. A woman I interviewed told me about a class reunion. 2 men, the same age, similar build. One came in with slumped shoulders and shuffling steps. The other with hunched shoulders and determined movements. She said the difference was so striking it seemed almost unreal. One looked 20 years older than the other, even though they were born in the same year. The good news: your posture is one of the few things you can now control. Pay attention to your shoulder position. Consciously correct it throughout the day, and strengthen your upper back muscles. The benefits of this investment are enormous and immediately noticeable. And one more important point. If this video resonates with you, subscribe to the channel now. Share this with a man in your life who absolutely needs to hear this information, because it's truly rare, and those who understand it early on never go unnoticed. 5th, the mouth and its movements. Not just the smile, but the entire system, lips, teeth, and especially the mouth movements when speaking and expressing oneself. Esther Pell describes the mouth as central to communication and attraction, noting that women often unconsciously assess a man's mouth during a conversation, perceiving not only the words, but also the way they are phrased. The mouth thus becomes a foretaste of intimacy, even before anything physical occurs. Here's what women actually notice. First and foremost is dental health, not a perfect set of teeth. On the contrary, overly perfect teeth can look artificial and unappealing. It's about basic care. Clean, fresh, and not neglected. The American Dental Association found that 73% of women cited teeth as the first feature they notice, and this percentage increased even further among older men. Second, the quality of the smile. Does it reach the eyes? Does it look natural or forced? Women can distinguish between a genuine and a fake smile with astonishing accuracy, and fake smiles significantly reduce attractiveness. Third, mouth movements while speaking. Is the pronunciation clear and confident, or is it unclear and rushed? A speech therapist I consulted explained that women process male speech partly visually. They observe the mouth movements and simultaneously hear the voice. This is why a stronger connection develops in a face-to-face conversation than in a phone call. In men over 60, the lines around the mouth, formed by years of facial expressions, are clearly visible, not less pronounced. The mouth reveals a lot about character. Make sure your story is told clearly, authentically, and meaningfully. And here we come to the point. 5 body parts. Hands, which express care and competence. Forearms, which demonstrate physical strength in everyday life. Eyes that radiate presence and genuine attention. Shoulders and posture that proclaim enduring vitality. And a mouth that hints at health and the kind of intimacy a man is capable of. All of this requires neither a gym membership nor an expensive procedure. It requires mindfulness. It requires the decision to actively engage with one's own life and to reflect on how one presents oneself to the world. For here lies the central truth to which Esther Perel repeatedly returns in all her research. Desire is fundamentally a reaction to vitality, presence, the energy a person brings to a space. These 5 body parts are simply the places where this vitality becomes visible. Men who understand this not only become more attractive, they become unforgettable. And in a world where most men over 60 are already mentally past their prime, your understanding of this makes you a rarity. If this video has helped you, you can already find the next video you absolutely must watch online.